Hello, so in this tutorial I'm going to show how you can go about creating an A3 file with 3 columns in Adobe Indesign. You could use this for, let's say, creating in, let's say, photography class, a macro triptych. So let's get into it. So first time we open Adobe InDesign, it usually has some type of weird tutorial thing. Just get out of that by pressing the X button around here somewhere and it'll have that there. So what we'll do now is we go over to New File, and as default, InDesign does something funny here, right? It creates units as being picas. So we don't use picas, we use millimeters. So let's change this setting here. We go over to millimeters. And our width is going to be set up as the following: 420 millimeters by height is 297 millimeters. That is an A3 page. Next up, let's create our triptych guides here, for example. So we go to columns and we type in here 3 columns. Our column gutter is going to be 20 millimeters, and our margins are also going to be 20 millimeters as well. Now that's all okay, it's all good. Let's scroll down here a bit more. We're not going to stuff around with those things such as bleed and slug, that's more advanced stuff. And we check the orientation itself is going to be landscape. We click on create. So now we have a page, so this white area is our page, and this magenta/pink line here is what we call our type safe area. Don't worry about that, it's just our margin. Our purple lines here, the squares, are our columns. So Adobe InDesign is a multi-page editing software, and it is designed so that anything in it is a container. So let's say if you want to create an image, you want to put an image on the page, you need to create a container for that image. Same thing with text as well. You need to create a container for the text, and then you can start applying text. So let's start off by creating our image containers. We go over to our toolbar over here, and we go to our rectangle frame tool. Shortcut for that is F on the keyboard. Click on that. We go over here, and you notice that our cursor has changed to a crosshair with an arrow to it, an arrow going into it. So we keep our finger down on the mouse or on the keyboard, and we flick down so we get to the bottom there. We do that another 2 times. So we go over here, click, drag going down. Once again, click, keep your finger on the trackpad, and then flick down with the other finger, going down to the base there, and it snaps in place. Next up, we are now going to add our images in. So what we're going to do is make it easy for ourselves. We're going to now go to our selection tool, which is V on the keyboard, and we just click anywhere on the white area of the page. This has deselected all the frames. We now go over to File, Place, and we find our 3 images. So in this case, it's these ones here, PSD files. So I'm going to click on this one here. Now I'm going to press Control and then click on this one. No, that's the wrong one. I press Option and click. No, I press Control. No, I don't. I press Shift, and then I go and select just my 3 images here. Okay, so I'm on a Mac. Sometimes I get confused between Mac and PC. So I've just selected those 3 there, and now I click on Open. So what's going to happen now is that our cursor has got a stack of 3 images in it. So the beauty of this is that I can just click in this box here, click on that box, click on this box, and our images have loaded in. But hang on a second, our images are way too big for these picture frames. So what I now can do is note that our icon is now changed over to the selection tool. If it's not, then click on the selection tool. And now I'm going to get you to press Control A or Command A on the keyboard. Depends on what computer you're using. Command A is Mac, Control A is PC. We now right click on the image and we go down to fitting, fill frame proportionally. All right, so let's say that this image, I want to move it across to the left a little bit. So I now deselect everything, so I press anywhere in the white area there, and now go over to this image here, double click on it, and I can use my keyboard, the arrow keys on the keyboard, to shift my image across there like that. Right, and you can do a few other things like that too. So you can actually even just zoom in a bit more, make the image a little bit larger in there, shift it around with the mouse on the keyboard, do things like that. Next up, you need to name your file. So we go over to our text tool, and remember that we need to create a text box. So we go right over here, for example, just in this spot here, click, drag out this way, and we start typing our name in. So in this case here, I'm a Mr. Yorkulano of, let's say, 9K, and we want to align our text to the right hand side. We go over to our paragraph tool here. So this here is a context aware menu, and we have here our align right button. And then after that, we need to now upload our work to our school network. So we go over to file, we go over then to export. We're going to export this out as a PDF file, and this asks for the location. So here it is going to go to my documents folder, and I need to type in here, let's say macro 3 columns. Okay, and it's going to append .pdf to it once it exports. So here we go, use InDesign document name as the output name. No, we're going to change it as something else. Click on save. And don't worry about all this. As default, just use high quality print. Don't worry about any of the settings here. Just straight away click on export. It's going to come up with this little scrolly thing here. And now your work has been saved to the location that you've requested. So in my case, mine is in my documents folder. After that, you can upload to Google Classroom or whatever other submission tool you have. That'll be all. Thank you. Bye.